Hey, Hickok 45 here. You're looking at another 44 Magnum. Yes, we seem to have a lot of those, don't we? This one happens to be a Ruger Redhawk Hunter. It's a stainless steel, rather large 44 Magnum, and we are going to shoot it a little bit. It's a recent acquisition or trade acquisition, however you want to say that. Let's load it and see if it shoots. Same old 44 Magnum rounds that we love and hold dear. 240 grain lead. Okay, let's try that. That's a big gun, big cylinder. Okay, what shall we start with? We'll start close since it has a short barrel. Shoot this little pot. Yes. I see some more pots back there. See if we can pick the top one off. All right. Let's see if I can pick that little piece off. All right. 2 liter. One more round. I see another 2 liter. Man, if I give a somersault. All right, 6 empties. Okay, 44. Let's see if it'll shoot at longer range. Sights seem to be pretty close. So let's just start over there on something large, like a gong. Like the windage is pretty good. I see those hits. Yeah, put another one over there. Boom. All right. Well, we got a couple left. Let's try the red rifle plate. Stir up a little dust. That went a little high, maybe. All right. Not a bad trigger. Not a bad trigger. Yes, Ruger Redhawk. This is, I think these came out around 79 or 80. The first big double action Ruger to kind of compete with the Smith & Wesson Model 29s, and I guess all the others too, whoever had them out. I don't know when the Anaconda came out from Colt. I guess it was later than that maybe, or shortly after that, I'm not sure. And let's see what else, the Dan Wesson. There were some others besides Smith & Wesson. But this was a big beefy 44 Magnum from Ruger. You know, Ruger is well known for making, I say big guns. They always put plenty of steel in their revolvers, and that's one of the criticisms as well. Sometimes they're maybe unnecessarily large and beefy, but if it's a gun you're going to hunt with, you're going to shoot a lot, particularly if you're going to shoot hot rounds, really powerful 44 Magnum rounds, a lot of them, Ruger is a good way to go. It really is. This gun, for example, as much as I love my Smith & Wessons and just love the traditional, you know, style and look, manufacture of the Smith, this gun would withstand more shooting before you'd have maybe an issue. You know, it really would. I've had to do some repair on my Model 29 after 70,000 plus rounds. This gun, it might not have required that if you put that many rounds through it. It's just heavier, okay? Not as delicate, generally speaking, is the way it's made, okay? Yeah, again, I've never felt like they were quite as aesthetically appealing in a lot of ways, but they're not bad. I've had quite a few Ruger revolvers. I've kind of changed my opinion of them since maybe the late 80s, I don't know. I've had 3-inch GP100, you know, 357 Magnum, which I'm kind of sorry I let get away. Really nice little gun. I've had one of these. I had one of these back in the 80s, in fact, in a 5-inch version. I've had the Super Redhawk in I guess it was a 4-inch, and the only problem I had was just a few years ago, just before we started doing videos. It had a big rubber grip, and I just never could get there was no replacement grip for it that would fit, and I just never did like the feel of it, but I traded it for something. But anyway, this gun feels pretty good. And the other thing is, as I say, they're really beefy. So what we're going to do is we're going to shoot some of these rounds I have loaded for the Marlin, because I've really not had a revolver that I wanted to shoot these in. I think the Smith would take them okay, probably, but these are very similar to the Garrett cartridges, 300 grains and warmish. Let me just punish myself a little bit. I brought a few of them out here, and I'll try them. These are the ones I was shooting mostly in the Marlin. And you'll notice in reloading manuals and different ammo that's even for sale, it will say that this ammo is for Marlin and Ruger Redhawk, Super Redhawks only, or Blackhawks only, you know, not for a Smith & Wesson Model 29, 629, that sort of thing. Okay, so let's torture myself a little bit here. Let's try that water jug there. That's not too bad. Looks like it bounced up and hit that plate, didn't it? Just wear him out. Yeah, I'll bet these will knock a ram over if I can hit one. I don't know where the point of aim is with this round. I haven't shot these yet. I think that went over it. Yeah. That took him over. Got another one for the other guy there. Oh, let's go to the ram on the right, the one that doesn't want to fall. We use this 300 grainer on him. Yeah, okay. Okay. That's not too bad. This is a heavy gun. At some point we'll do a comparison with the Smith, but it's just heavier. And if you notice that cylinder, you know, if you're familiar with the Smith, there's just more metal there. It's just bigger. So quite a difference. Let's shoot a couple of factory rounds. Let's shoot some of these hot 180 grain 44. These are loud and fast. And since we have a watermelon here that wants to be disposed of, there's nothing that works better than these. All right, at least in a handgun that I know of. All right, I'm not going to get too close. Oh, there's a water jug too. Oh, came after me. Tell you what, let's try one on that 2 liter. Wow, those things have some blast, some power. Now they're 180 grain. I'm not sure where to hold. I'm going to try on that ram. If I'm not mistaken, it will probably shoot a little bit lower. I'm going to hold up on the body. Yeah, he went low. I'm not sure where that went. Oh, I got another one. There we go. So I was holding on the top of the back or a little bit higher. I know people sometimes give me a hard time, asking, well, if it's a hotter, faster round, why do you have to hold higher, Hickok? Seems like it would stay in the air better and you can hold lower, you know, all those kinds of things. It's kind of a complicated thing. It depends on the weight of the bullet, how far away you're shooting, length of the barrel, and everything else. It's just that a really fast bullet gets out the barrel so fast that the recoil from firing doesn't like throw it up. You shoot a slow bullet sometimes. Here we go, get a little extra bonus here, right? Physics. But if that barrel bullet is in the barrel longer, big old slow heavy bullet, then, and the recoil is already going on, you know, once you fire it, then that bullet sometimes is affected. It's thrown up a little bit because it's in the barrel longer. So even though it's a weaker load, maybe it's in the barrel longer, so it ends up shooting a little bit higher. So it's some of that kind of stuff, you know. When it gets out the barrel really fast, maybe it's printing a little bit lower. All right, no extra charge for that little physics lesson there. It was probably wrong anyway. I know what let's do. Let's try a couple 44 specials just for fun. You know, again, the versatility of this round, 44 special, 40, well, that looked longer. I think I got a Magnum. No, it's a special. Okay, no problem. This thing will handle anything. Now this would be an example of a round, but if a person can lift this gun, they're not going to get hurt because it's so heavy that the recoil is not going to be massive with anything you put in it, really. But if someone can lift the gun, they could definitely shoot these things. I'll shoot the cowboy here. Now watch, there won't be much recoil. They're little plinkers. You notice I wasn't even holding properly. I was just kind of holding the gun out there. So that's another option. 44 Special. You can always fire those. Very, very weak. So you can, if you want a 44 Magnum, but you're concerned that who else is going to be able to shoot it in the family. Well, get some 44 Specials. You know, you can fire those. Okay, let's got those. Let's go back to some normal Magnum rounds and see how this thing shoots. Now I have shot it a little bit, and I think the sights are pretty much where I want them. Windage seems really good, and I think the elevation is about where I want it. I usually want the elevation set for the bullets cartridges that I shoot the most. You know, and then if I'm shooting something strange, like those really fast 180 grains, I just have to adjust for it. Let's do a little. It is called the Redhawk Hunter, so. It's piggy time. I hope. Yeah, a hunter. I love it when a turkey dies with style like that. Spins around, thinks he's in a cartoon. Yeah, some of you may not be aware of this, depending on where you live and your experience, but a lot of people hunt with handguns in this country, and they choose guns like this. And again, I didn't show you a lot, but you know, the Ruger has a different kind of latch cylinder release there. You just push on it, you know, whereas a Smith you push forward. On a Colt you push rearward, and on a Ruger you just push down. It releases the cylinder. The Ruger has an extra latch up in the front of the cylinder. Another reason it's stronger, it hooks up there and in the rear. It's really designed for this heavy cartridge. And it has this is for, you might be wondering what those are. That's for scope mounts, for putting a scope on the pistol. A lot of people do that hunt with them especially. Okay. All right, let's hunt some more. Fortunately, I don't have to hunt very far. There they are. Kind of hunting I like. All right, that's a special round there. Yeah, those cost more, but it's nice to get 3 turkeys with 1 shot. I think we might be empty. Do you fire 5 or do you fire 6? Yeah, he only fired 5, but didn't do him any good, did it? All right. Yeah, nice. That's a real hunter. I tell you, that gun feels pretty good. Big old gun like that. Looks awkward, but it's really not. Shoots really well. See what else we want to pick off here. I know what we haven't done. Let's get serious and see if we can send a couple out to Mr. Gong again. Like a cylinder's worth. I just love the sound. Nice, nice. Now, for those who don't know, we did a Blackhawk review a while back, a Ruger Blackhawk. The Blackhawk is a single action revolver, and you can search for that one, which means you cock the hammer to fire it. Doesn't fire by simply pulling the trigger. You can't cock it with the trigger. This is in the Redhawk series. It's when they started making these. This is double action, so you can fire it by pulling the trigger. Double action. You can cock it and fire it, and you get a hair, not a hair trigger, but an easier trigger, of course, for precision shooting, like that. Or you can actually just pull the trigger and cock it. See? Okay. Now you wouldn't normally do that much with this kind of revolver in a hunting situation, especially. Okay. Let's put a couple more in. Look, I came to shoot. I don't know about you. Big old revolver. A lot of you have these. This has been a very popular revolver for a long time. And this one goes back. It dates back to, it's one of the early ones. I think around early 80s, I believe. I'll check the serial number on it. It's been around a while. It's all dirty, but they clean up nicely. Okay. Let's pop a couple more pigs. I just hate to see them standing there mocking me. Yeah, just can't handle that. I see a spray paint can up here. It needs to be popped too. Am I hitting? I see it moving. There you go. Better. I see a bowling pin sitting on a post. Oh, click. Ran out of ammo. All right. Now what have I not shot here? I'm really got to watch me. I had some hollow points out here the other day to shoot in a video, and I never did shoot them in a firearm. I don't know. Let's try a couple of factory rounds. Blazers. Once we brought them out. All right. Jacketed 240 grain hollow point. Okay. Popular round. These seem to show up in gun shops a lot. These laser rounds lately. 44 Magnum factory ammo is pretty expensive. There's no doubt about it. It is best if you load your own, but it is available in a variety of weights and everything. All right. Let's kill a buffalo before we quit. All right. I bet this will knock a tree around. Yeah, a little different from the 115 grain 9mm rounds, right? Definitely takes it around. Woo, thing's getting hot. Look how dirty my hands are with all that powder residue. Not quite like black powder, but that's some more gravel there for the, ouch, woo, hot for the range. So those are aluminum cases. You don't reload those. So the Ruger Redhawk is another option. It's different in so many ways from the Smith & Wesson in terms of the way it's constructed, the look of it, and everything. But it's a very well-made gun. It will withstand a beating. It's kind of the Glock, the revolvers in a lot of ways. You can just shoot this thing. Anybody knows, I think generally speaking, I don't think there'd be anybody disagree with that. I'm just kind of common knowledge that Smith & Wessons are not quite as strong usually. If you have a Smith, you can shoot hot loads in it, really pretty warm loads, but not a steady diet of them. You're going to eventually wear some pieces on them. They'll withstand it, but not as well as a big old heavy-duty Ruger. It's bigger. Like this gun will not fit in any of my Model 29 holsters. Not just the barrel. It's just the cylinder won't fit. It's just that much bigger. Can't even cram it in there. But they're neat. I kind of like it, and seems to shoot well. So, Ruger Redhawk Hunter, pretty interesting gun, and another 44 Magnum choice that's out there. Great hunting revolver if that's your game, as you might already know. Life is good.